Welcome, Pisces. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your new moon in Scorpio reading. The new moon in Scorpio was yesterday, but I had some technical difficulties in addition to the fact that after getting some vaccinations, one of my ears is plugged up, so I can't hear myself accurately. So forgive if my voice is not loud enough or too loud. I can't tell. But I'm happy to be here, and I'm welcoming you because I appreciate the time that you spend with me. I've laid out the Crow Tarot cards. I'll clarify with the Tarot of the Divine and finish up with a couple of oracles. And I will ask you to like, share, comment, and subscribe, but I will try to do so later in the reading. It isn't practical, or it doesn't make sense for me to ask you to do any of those things until I've done the reading, or at least gotten into the reading. So I cannot stop in the middle of the reading. Something I'll work on, but I will remember at the end for those of you that make it that far. And thank you, moreover, for being here. That's what's most important. I'm going to start with your overall energy, Pisces, for this new moon. We have the Page of Swords. I love the Page of Swords. It's been coming up a lot. And what I'm appreciating about it is this willingness to challenge ideas, challenge your own ideas, the way that you're becoming aware of your own conceptual limitations, how you're beginning to understand your underlying beliefs, many of which are outmoded, outdated, are not appropriate to your goals or to who you are. To that end, you are curious about what you are experiencing, the reality, the truth of what you're experiencing, as you are starting to see more clearly some aspects of your own behaviors or your own patterns that you recognize are restrictive. So in that same vein, you are pursuing your personal truth. You are challenging ideas. You're open to new ideas. You're open to conversations, negotiations, and essentially getting more information about things you thought you understood, you thought you knew about, but you now realize that your understanding was limited by ideas that no longer serve you, by beliefs that were for others. They do not suit you. So this is you building up and clarifying what your own beliefs are now as you move forward in your own truth. In the position of the moon, we have the Seven of Wands. A lot of us are getting confirmations about the path we're on, and this is a confirmation for you as you are clear about your skill set, your talents, your gifts. As a result, you are also becoming exceedingly clear and gracious about your limitations, and this includes saying no. This is really about you standing up for yourself, standing up for your beliefs. It may seem as though in many ways you are limiting yourself to your area of expertise or strength, but in fact you are liberating yourself by setting clear boundaries, clarifying the ways in which you will, won't, or can't do things that others would like you to do for their ends or purposes. You're much clearer about your values and what things you're willing to fight for, and you are not backing down from your ideas in ways that you may have in the past. In the position of the Sun, we have the Lovers. It's so interesting. I'm pulling cards that are so identical with cards I pulled yesterday, but I had a lot of technical difficulties, as in the sound wasn't turned on. So I'm doing them again today, and I'm realizing these cards are very similar to cards I pulled for you. The Lovers is about a choice you're making. This is about a choice about a relationship, about an opportunity that you have, and it ultimately is about you choosing yourself. And that doesn't mean that you're not choosing a relationship or you're not in a relationship. It does mean that as to the opportunity to work with others, you're making sure that that contract, that agreement to collaborate includes your goals, includes the things that connect deeply with who you are and what your gifts and beliefs are. You're choosing things that are of long-term benefit for you, not as part of a pattern where you have recognized that you habitually chose partners that were not successful or were not successful in supporting you in the way that you supported them. This is about you recognizing that every relationship, including the relationship with yourself and the relationship with your goals, your business, your projects, must be long-term, must be permanent, must be lasting in order to be significant in the way that you need them to be. You have a dream to accomplish. And so you're making decisions on that basis. Do they support your movement towards your dream or do they not? And all healthy partnerships are based on the agreement, explicit agreement of others to come together and to support shared goals. And so this is how you're making this decision. It does feel very much like a business partnership opportunity to me, a way that you are pursuing something that you know you can't do alone, but you need the right partner in order to carve that path, make that way. In your present, we have the 10 of Pentacles. This is significant. You're already experiencing success and abundance, albeit on your own terms. This is actually a community of support that is available to you to move your individual projects forward. Can be a way in which you are investing in a larger legacy, a larger philanthropy, or opportunity for others to generate abundance or wealth. This is a transition in as much as you are changing the opportunities that you have by participating in this community. And in the same way, you are changing the community by participating in it. This is about a shared community of abundance and celebration. You're aware that this is a unique opportunity. It is not the norm, but you have already achieved a lot in your life. No matter where you are, you've accomplished a lot. You're a hard worker. You're dedicated. You have a vision. And you have an opportunity, perhaps an offer to participate in a philanthropic effort or an activist effort, a humanitarian effort, a way in which you can become a part of continuing generating wealth for this community, for this field of activity, for yourself along the way. But there's an agreement here that is somewhat radical. There's a new vision that is a part of your spiritual or educational experience, so that you are looking to broader ways to share your message, ways of publicizing what it is that this organization can do. This is the opportunity you have. Or you are looking at an educational or training opportunity as a vehicle to disseminate information about this cause, this effort, this community legacy that you are participating in. This is beautiful because it contains not only deep satisfaction and abundance, but the possibility of generating more equally to the investment of each. So the more you put in, the more you get out. In the past, we have the Sun card. This is really, to me, this is a confirmation about knowing who you are and what your gifts are. I have a feeling Pisces, at least the Pisces I'm talking to, have always known. When I say always, I mean from an early age, have always known that they have a gift and are willing to work hard to realize the joy and pleasure, the rewards of their work. This is a deeper sense of connection with who you are, to the healing, whatever healing your service provides. You see the world as connected, and you see your efforts as further connecting the individuals or organizations you work with. So I'm seeing you here as a connector, a conduit, someone who brings people together and reminds them of the sacred nature of the work that you do, that pleasure is sacred, that if you're doing something and you're not enjoying it, then you're not really doing it. And that the point of our achievements, our authenticity of being who we are, is to enjoy the abundance of our world. So you've kind of tapped into the gold of the spiritual life in many ways. And that's something that you are bringing, that's setting the tone for the decisions you're making now, the boundaries you're setting with others, and this opportunity to participate in this collective abundance. In the future, you have the Justice card. And so this really is feeling for me very much about overcoming some kind of unfair treatment or inequity in your experience. You may have suffered individually as a result of some physical quality that you have, some limitation that you experienced, and you may have suffered as a result of that and been treated unfairly as a result of that. And that can be anything from being too beautiful, so beautiful that you engender or encourage jealousy or bitterness from others. But it can be having actually suffered physical or some kind of violent abuse or oppression. Whatever it is, you have balanced out those energies within yourself so that you no longer recognize yourself to be a victim. You have turned that energy into your own empowerment, and that's something you're capable of sharing with others. That the experience of victimhood can be generated into or transmuted into an experience of fairness and a demand for compensation, reward, or recognition that has already been earned and is deserved. This is pretty phenomenal, and I'd be curious for those of you that I'm quite sure are working environmentally, you're working in health professions, you're doing things that are actually changing the paradigm, shifting the paradigms of the way that we do business with the Earth's resources and on behalf of the Earth and its species. As an example, I'm going to clarify the 10 of Pentacles with the 9 of Wands and the 6 of Cups. Ooh. Libra got an energy like this, and my feeling here is a little differently, but my sense from this is that you have grown up in an environment that was always somehow marginal or alternative. And I think alternative is a part of the spin on marginal, in the sense of being excluded by choice. so that you've looked at different ways to accomplish things. And this empowerment that you experience because you participated in alternative environments gives you the ability and willingness to call out the sacred cows of others, or at least to recognize them, to see the fallacy of some of the external goals and trappings of success or a conventional life. So there's a sense here that you can, you've worked at ways in which you can express yourself as working towards goals that are not accepted as the norms of society. Saving the planet, working on ecological sustainability. Sustainability at any level are things that fall, in my view, outside of the norm of our culture. And these are things you've experienced up close and personal, and it hasn't been easy. You have done without some of the resources others have had. You've had to create and build some resources that you needed, but that has given you a determination and a clarity that what you want to achieve, what you envision, is achievable, and you cannot be stopped. You will not stop. You haven't given up on this vision. You're also really being surrounded and celebrated by this community that you come from, that you share in, and that is reminding you of those relationships, those opportunities where you were encouraged to express your gifts, your talents, your abilities in a way that was judgment-free and that gave you pleasure. So this commitment you have to enjoying your life, enjoying your relationships, enjoying the world is really been seeded from an early time, but it is something that you came into the world to share. Joy, pleasure in an abundant world. This is something that is critical to your mission and your experience in the moment. I hope this has been resonant for you, Pisces. As promised, I will encourage you to like this video if you've enjoyed it, to share it with others, to comment below, even if it's just a few words, and to subscribe to my channel. So I pulled the divine crystal called the chrysoprase, and it says, allow yourself to receive. And that's very much what I feel from the celebration vibe, which I know Pisces, many Pisces that I know to be all about. Allow yourself to receive. And I'm going to pull, I have flipped a language of the flowers, the pitcher plant, and the key word is insight. The answers are there for those who look. Thank you so much for your time, Pisces. Until next time, namaste.